Hello everybody, my name is LurktheRelyk, and today I will be reviewing the Transformers Studio Series Bumblebee movie Deluxe Wheeljack. A figure that fucking sucks, never buy this shit. For those of you who don't know who Wheeljack is, he is a character who has appeared in the show Transformers that started in the 80s as an animated series to sell toys. He has appeared in many sequel series, spin-off series, reboot series, you name it, he's been in it. And he's always been a bit of the mad scientist character for the good guys, the Autobots, building things that sometimes work for the Autobots' favor, or they work to fuck everything up. It's a give or take. You never fucking know with this guy. And this figure is from the movie Bumblebee, which has the distinction of being the only good movie design Wheeljack has. Now, ignoring all of my problems, let's go ahead and put Wheeljack off to the side. I just knocked the table, I don't give a shit. And let's talk about his gun. Now, it's a standard sci-fi style gun, just done in gray plastic. I would have liked if they put the same thought into my previous review, Dragstrip's gun, having it be two-toned, but they didn't. But he does have two tabs here, and I don't know what shape, maybe it's supposed to be... Looks kind of like a trapezoid. You can see it right there. And if you bring Wheeljack back, he has two tabs, but strangely only the top one works. And you can just plug it in, and now he has a gun on top, and that doesn't look too bad. Like, it's not amazing, but weapon storage is weapon storage. So if you care about that, you can do this. As for his vehicle mode and the painting, it's supposed to be some kind of Cybertronian sports car, I believe, with these, some nice molded detail in the wheels. If you panel-line that, it'd probably look really fucking good. He rolls okay. I found he rolls better on, carpet, blankets, stuff like that. But if we look at the front, you can see there's the green and red to kind of pay homage to his G1 Italian sports car mode. He's got a nice translucent blue windshield, which I don't get why they have windshields. It's kind of pointless. And looking at the bottom, there's no real obvious kibble, if I'm being honest. Like, the only bit of kibble is if you look right there, you can see his robot mode hands, but when you look at it from afar, you don't notice it. So, in my book, this is a win. Now, looking at the front, I don't know if this is a widespread issue or if it's just on my copy, but you'll notice that the windshield, it does not tab in to the green section. It just, no matter how hard I push, it just keeps pushing back out, leaving a very ugly gap. And normally, gaps don't bother me, but for some reason on this guy, it bugs me just how big it is, probably. Like, even when you look at it from far away, you can see that gap, and it's disgusting, honestly. Moving on to size comparisons, here he is with another scientist, Shockwave, his leader Optimus Prime, one of Takara's masterpiece Carbots, my previous review Legacy Dragstrip, and my demons. Now you might be wondering why I said this figure sucks and you shouldn't buy it if I haven't really had much to complain about. Well, let's get to the transformation. To start off with, you'll want to push these spoiler pieces in and pull the arms out. Not as easy as it sounds. Next, you'll want to split the arms and then untab and rotate them around. Take the windshield that doesn't want to tab in anyway and pull it up so you can flip it in fucking twice, and then this green Autobot logo will come down naturally. Come to the bottom and take this gray part, flip it up, and muscle it into place so you can... I don't care if it's out of focus. It'll tab in, and you can snap that chest piece into place. Next up, you'll come to the waist and swivel it around before you split the leg. Finally, for the actual leg, you'll take the front of the car, unpeg it, bring the wheel, and it's on a double hinge that you'll snap into place. Fold the fucking door back, and it's supposed to... God damn, this thing is tight. And that tab and hole is supposed to tab together, but it's more of just a resting spot. Then you'll take this. It's best if you bend the knee. Then swivel that around and fucking line it up before you push it back into place. Last but not least, you'll take these gray fins on the back of his arms and just position them however you want. If you can have them up, just whatever the fuck you want to do. You don't even have to put them up if you don't want to. A frustrating transformation leads us to this Wheeljack design, and while it's the best live action design we've had, it totally doesn't look that great. Don't get me wrong, the painting on this figure is immaculate. It's just the proportions I have a problem with. If you look, his chest, he's got some massive fucking tits right there. And I don't know about you guys, but that would do a number on his back. He would not be this straight. And not to mention his giant ass calves, which just have basically half the entire front of the fucking car hanging on the back. And it's ugly. I don't like it. To add on to this steaming pile, you'll see that this arm, it takes a lot of force to get that out. But this arm, I'm literally touching it, and it comes unfucking tabbed. If that was all the issues this guy had, it'd be a fixable figure. But there's one thing missing with Wheeljack's design, which I think is very important. Gun doesn't fucking plug in anywhere. You can make him hold it, or you can put it in the same spot he had it in the fucking car mode. But no, why can't he have it on his fucking shoulder? Yet another thing. He has no ankle pivot, which I don't really mind for a figure this size. But what they usually do is they sculpt a foot at an angle to simulate an ankle pivot. But with this guy, his feet are completely straight. Basically, any pose you get him in, his feet are gonna look like trash. Now, I did say poses, so let's go ahead and rip his gun out and take a look at his posability. His head, it feels like it should be on a ball joint, but no upward or downward, it's just forward movement, and I really don't care that my camera won't focus on this guy, because it just proves my point. Shitty figure. Ball joint. Ball joint, very limited ball joint. His arm can go out. Okay, it's a very tight ball joint. It can go out, as you saw, 360. Swivel, double joint at the elbow, nothing at the wrist. 360. You saw he transformed his waist. It's fine. That far forward, that far back, that far. That's as far out as he goes. Thigh swivel. That's his knee, and his foot can kind of move, but it's too loose to be useful. Moving on to size comparisons, this guy is so disappointingly small. Here's Shockwave. Here's Orion Pax, and you can see Orion Pax is a Deluxe, and Wheeljack is way smaller. And you might go, oh, Deluxes used to be a lot bigger. Well, here's Skids, a masterpiece figure, so he's going to be smaller. But then here's Dragstrip. Explain. Figures that came out around the same time, and Dragstrip is fucking bigger. Why is Wheeljack so small? And that's all the size comparisons. Wait. Overall, this figure isn't horrible. I just feel it could have been so much better. Now, it might have looked like a frustrating figure on camera, and it is, but honestly, when you're just playing with it, it's not as frustrating. Still frustrating, but not as frustrating. So, if you really, really need a Bumblebee movie Wheeljack figure, go ahead, pick this up. It's just, this figure was not my cup of tea. So, just take my opinion with a grain of salt, make your own mind up, and if you think this figure is worth buying, then go for it. I just don't enjoy it. Also, I forgot to mention that the sculpting is kind of nice, so yeah, there's that. Someone told me I gotta review Perceptor next, so see you next week.